Ha ha! What's Robert been up to this morning? This is the non-slip trick, and what you do is you mask up the edges really neatly, and then you mix a mixture of very coarse sand with paint of exactly the right consistency, chucking in a bit of thinners and a bit more paint, a bit more sand, dibby, and then all of a sudden it looks just right. And you go over it like that, and all the walking surfaces, because nobody likes to fall off their Ferret and get a smoke discharger up the jacksie. How are you getting on, Robert?
All right.
Looking good, isn't it? Now, have you over-mixed? It's very easy to over-mix too much paint, and then you don't know what to do with it. You've got to just come at the right amount. It's very tricky. Just the right amount of sand, just the right amount of paint, just the right amount of thinners, and then tickle it all on. Now, it's interesting that he's started from the bottom and he's working up to the top, but then he is very tall with very long arms. If I did that, I'd be buggered. I'd have to start up there and then work my way down. But we've all got our own ways of doing it. Be interesting to see how our posh headlights work. These are these special H4 things without a side light in. Did Adriana finish the indicators? No, I don't think he did. This has got a right old jumble up inside with the wiring, and we've got eventually got all the electrics going, apart from indicators one side. But he says it's an internal, so we can do the paintwork, which has got to be good. We're getting there. A lot of work on this. We just sandblasted all the wheels. We're going to have the spare off, ready for spraying. Yeah, a lot of work, too much work. Still, there you go. You win some, you lose some. Has anyone got a second-hand Ferret tyre? Now, I either need a full set. They're all pretty worn, but this one has got a slot cut down it like you wouldn't believe. God knows what happened to this. And we know it has some damage on the wing. Whether the wing got crushed onto it. I mean, look at that spatula pushed in there with the a filler spatula. Hell of a slot. I know they're a thick tyre, but I don't fancy doing 50 mile an hour on that. So I'm after one tyre that's sort of half worn, or a full set. Either or either. Anyone got any knocking around? Cheers, buds. Oh, what a bind. We've got to take the spare wheel off to spray it properly. God, we should have masked the tyre up. What do you reckon, Robert? Just mask the tyre up? Yeah. Or just rub grease on the whole tyre. The whole tyre, rub it in grease, paint it, and then steam clean off the grease. We've nearly got the lights going, but not all of them. New fishtail. Now, you see the filler on the hub there? That, pointing backwards. This hub has now been replaced, and we've got this one here pointing backwards as well. How cool is that? They're supposed to correspond on each side. Not all of them, just on the sides. On this side, we have got it about 1 o'clock. There we go, 1 o'clock. Informative video, this one. If you're expected to be excited, well, be disappointed. This is about learning. And then this one here, just there. When you're buying a Ferret, always make sure your hubs line up. Otherwise, you've got a 3-wheel drive Ferret. That's not strictly true. But when you put the hubs on or do the bevel boxes, you should always make sure that the hub fillers line up. It can be 4-wheel drive, but it's shabby. Well, I think the Ferret is about ready to spray. I was just about to fire up the compressor and I noticed a couple of little dents on the first aid box, and we can't have that, making the vehicle look shabby. But it's all rubbed down, it's keyed, it's welded, everything's done. Now I can hear lots of activity outside. So let's go and see what the Gruffalo and Robert's up to. I can hear a windy gun. It's not windy though, it's electric. Now, here we go, look. They've started on this 432. Now this is one it's one of the ones we used on the courses, and it worked real hard. And each time it had a bit of a birthday, so we've sandblasted it, painted it, had the pack out, done all the jobs on it. And the road wheels were as shabby as hell. Now we have these ones reconditioned. And this is done in a material that gives 6 times the wear life. And basically we've got 4 on already because Nigel doesn't hang around. And then this is what's coming off. And these will be skimmed up on a lathe, all the rubber will come off. And then we'll do this spanking job on them too. Now, if any of you need road wheels, we've got these for sale, but it's on exchange basis. We also have these top idlers made, and I have them made 1 centimetre wider and 0.5 centimetre deeper, so they last even longer. I'm expecting to never have to change them. Now you see all these metal plates in the tracks? This is the next job. We're going to drop out all these metal plates that haven't got any rubber on at all, and they'll go away for being reconditioning. You undo a bolt there and smack it through. And they'll be done in the same material, which gives 6 times the wear life. Now, basically, if there's anyone out there needs pads for a 432, come and talk to me. It'll be on an exchange basis, so you'll have to bring your pads in and then go away with our new ones. Then we'll send yours off and have them reconned. It's no good trying to buy this shit, it ain't out there anymore. You gotta have it made. Now we're all doing practical stuff, and Todd is involved in some very special weapons development with the company. But it's so hush-hush, I can't even tell you about it. Is it exciting, Todd?
No, it isn't.
It's not that exciting. No. It was at first, and it was exciting talking about it, but actually doing it, how many times have been up?
Oh, God. This has got to be...
9?
No, more
8 on, is it really?
Yeah, I would say this is close to 9 on 2 weeks of training.
Yeah, they've been doing lots of work on this thing, and it's all very, very, I find it exciting, but Todd's now getting a bit, you're getting a bit naffed really, aren't you? You want to see some more action, don't you?
They were closer when they first started, and it seems like every time they come up here, they're getting farther and farther away from a weapon that's going to work.
See, what you got to do, anything to do with weapons development, or any sort of development, is you keep asking the scientists how long it's going to take. Because that really pisses them off, because of course they don't know. It's research and development. How long is it going to take? How long does it take, do you think? Do you think you'll be done today? Will you have to come back again? How long is it going to take? You know, and they don't know. And it must be so frustrating.
They should have taken their money and tried to develop a coronavirus vaccine. At least that only took 9 months. This is going to take about 9 years.
By the time they finish this, there won't be any tanks left in any armies.
No.
Laugh, I nearly paid the milkman. So what's the problems going on today then?
Seems like they are subject to a bit of premature firing.
Well, you should know all about that. Choke on your tea there, Vanessa.
Are we going or not?
Yes.
Because I've been waiting 3 hours.
And now I'm waiting for you. You haven't got the chicken.
I'll give you
We are off to go and buy some big, heavy tank spares. We've got a chieftain coming without a gearbox. Guess what? We found a gearbox. So we're going to get that, and we're going to get a heat exchanger. We've got some being rebuilt at a very, very posh company.
McDonald's.
And McDonald's. And these bloody heat exchangers have been away now 2 months. And you can't do nothing on the project till we've done the heat exchanger. Then we put the pack back in and we can start. Anyway, onwards and upwards.